A trailblazer, someone who forges new paths and leaves a trail that others may follow. Since Lane Gorman Trubitt initiated the Texas Trailblazer Award in 1996, nearly 80 of the most notable women in the Dallas-Fort Worth area have been nominated. This year, there are 19 remarkable nominees. They are entrepreneurs, volunteers, journalists, educators, and leaders in business, the performing arts, and in our communities. Lane Gorman Trubitt's managing partner, Wanda Lorenz, explains just what it means to be a trailblazer.
I think a trailblazer, at least in our case, is a woman that has accomplished something extraordinary on behalf of women, either in business or in caring for other people, helping other women. Just someone that has been outstanding in the efforts that she's put forth.
The first recipient of the Texas Trailblazer Award was a woman by the name of Louise Raggio, a legendary attorney most noted for her instrumental role in the passing of the Marital Property Act of 1967. This law allowed Texas women to buy and sell property, obtain bank loans, and own a business without her husband's signature. Louise is truly a trailblazer. In her acceptance speech, she gave us her own definition.
A trailblazer? That's interesting. I thought a trailblazer was somebody that stood on a mountaintop and looked around and said, "We go that way." And when I was before the legislature, I thought I was in a swamp.
The 1997 recipient, Ebby Halliday Akers, blazed trails by helping establish the residential real estate industry in North Texas. She is chairman of the board of Ebby Halliday Realtors, one of the largest privately owned residential real estate companies in the world. The 1998 winner, Norma Lee Beasley, inspired us with a rags to riches story of determination and motivation. A licensed attorney at 21, she couldn't find a law firm willing to hire a woman, so she went to work for a title company. Today, as CEO of Safeco Land and Title Company, she ranks among the most successful women entrepreneurs in the country. This year's winner has a trailblazing spirit that has impacted literally thousands of lives in the Dallas community. The recipient of the 1999 Texas Trailblazer Award is Anita Martinez. Through her countless community efforts, she has demonstrated a lifelong passion for service, both in Dallas and around the world. Her story began in 1925 in the heart of Little Mexico in Dallas, the area that now leads to the North Dallas Tollway. Her quest to improve standards in the Hispanic areas of Dallas began when she was still a teenager.
I remember the first time that I wanted the street in my neighborhood paved on my street. So I worked up a petition to get people to sign it, and was the first street paved in Little Mexico. I was like about 14 years old.
A fifth-generation Texan, little Anita Nanez grew up bilingual, learning to appreciate both her Texas heritage and her Mexican roots. In 1946, at age 20, she married Alfred Martinez. They had 4 children in just 4 years, and while her husband helped run the family restaurant, El Phoenix, Anita focused on raising the children. She dedicated herself to her family, and as her children got older, she also began dedicating herself to the community.
My leadership skills just came to the fore without my realizing it was happening. But people were watching, and they were saying, we need someone like her to serve on the Dallas City Council.
In the spring of 1969, Anita Martinez became the first Hispanic elected to the Dallas City Council and the first Hispanic woman in the country elected to public office. She spent just 4 years on the City Council, but she made a significant impact by concentrating her efforts on improving West Dallas, an area where 72% of the people were living below the poverty level.
I think the most significant accomplishment when I served on the city council, being the first Hispanic, was even though I was elected at large and got over 22,000 votes, I knew that if I loved my city, that I wanted to strengthen the weakest link in the chain of services to the areas. So I concentrated my efforts in the Hispanic communities that had gone underserved for so many years.
With the help of her constituents, Anita convinced the City Council to pour more than $8 million into West Dallas, money that resulted in paved streets, a freestanding library, a health clinic, and other city services. A much-needed recreation center was named in her honor in 1975.
And it was just a wonderful renaissance and emergence of people believing in the system and using it in a very positive way.
Her trailblazing efforts caught the attention of President Nixon, who appointed her to the National Council of Volunteer Service. Her job? To recommend improvements to the Peace Corps. Anita studied Peace Corps efforts in Spanish-speaking countries and 2 years later delivered a report to President Ford. In 1975, she also founded the Anita and Martinez Ballet Folklorico. Anita's passion is to use the Ballet Folklorico as a vehicle to instill pride in Mexican-American children about their culture and heritage. It has also taught others about a rich and historical art form. The dance company has proudly celebrated and taught Mexican culture to Dallas audiences and audiences around the world. In addition to the professional dance company, the Ballet Folklorico teaches this exciting style of dance to hundreds of children each year. The year 2000 marks the 25th anniversary of the Ballet Folklorico, and Anita is kicking off a campaign to ensure its survival for future generations. Anita Martinez has blazed trails in the community for decades. Her passion for service exemplifies the spirit of a trailblazer. Lane Gorman Trubitt, the Dallas Business Journal, and WFAA Channel 8 congratulate Anita Nanez Martinez, the 1999 recipient of the Texas Trailblazer Award.